Hello my dear children. Okay, so today we are going to continue with the reader text. Okay, we have come in the term 2 text. We have already completed one lesson. Now this is the second poem that we are going to deal with in the textbook term 2. Okay, and I am Lakshmi Ajay and we are going to deal with a poem. Okay, now the name of our poem is Rain in Summer. The poem is written by H.W. Longfellow. We have it on page number 17. You just have to look into your textbooks and listen very carefully. Okay. Rain in summer. What is the peculiarity of the summer season? It's very hot, isn't it? See, you can see how the sun is shining very brightly, and it's a hot sun, right? So during the summer season, the poet is describing the rain that falls during the summer season. That's what we have here. Now, before going into the details of the poem, I'll just introduce you to the poet. The name of our poet is H.W. Longfellow, who's an American poet. And what's his full name? His full name is Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. That's his full name. Okay. Now, what about him? As I told you, he's an American poet, and you can see the picture of the poet here. This is this is our poet. You don't have him in the textbook. This is our poet. And what do you find in the poem? In this poem, the poet is trying to explain the beauty of rain that showers during the summer season. H.W. Longfellow in the poem Rain in Summer takes a close look at the impact of a summer shower on people, animals and nature. So how the rain showers and how the summer itself is made beautiful. We are relaxed. During the summer season when it's so hot, we feel relaxed when it rains, isn't it? So how the rain showers and he's describing how beautiful the rain is. The way it showers on people, animals and nature. Okay, got it? Now, you have the poem here. You can see two lovely kids enjoying the beauty of rain. Can you see the picture? Okay. So here you have the poem. Okay, I'll just read out the poem once and then I'll move on to the explanation. Okay, so I just want you to look into your textbooks on page number 17. How beautiful is the rain? That's how the poet is beginning. The name of our poem is Rain in Summer, and just look in your textbooks while I recite the poem. How beautiful is the rain after the dust and heat in the broad and fiery street, in the narrow lane. How beautiful is the rain. How it clatters along the roofs like the tramp of hooves. How it gushes and struggles out from the throat of the overflowing spout. Across the window pane it pours and swift and wide with a muddy tide. Like a river down the gutter rose the rain, the welcome rain. So that is our poem. Okay. Now, as I told you, the beauty of rain is what you find here. See how beautifully two children are standing there enjoying the beauty of rain. So, we are moving on to the explanation of this poem. I'll explain it in line by line. Okay, you just have to look into your textbooks. So first I have here the first 5 lines. Just look at the first 5 lines. How beautiful is the rain after the dust and heat in the broad and fiery street, in the narrow lane. How beautiful is the rain. Okay, see how the first line and the 5th line is the same. How beautiful is the rain. That means the poet is describing or pointing out the fact that rain is so beautiful. How beautiful is the rain after the dust and heat. See, why is the poet saying that there was dust and heat? As I told you, the poet is describing the rain during the summer season. So after the dust and heat, heavy dust, and the sun is shining so brightly during the summer season. So the poet describes the beauty of rain which falls just after the dust and heat. In the broad and fiery street. Now what about this fiery street? Fiery meaning scorching heat. You have that those lines, you have the explanation in your textbook itself. See, fiery meaning scorching heat, very hot. Okay. So in the broad and fiery street, how is the street described? You can see the picture here. A very broad street. Okay. In the narrow lane, not only in a broad street which is full of which is heavily overcrowded and thick with people. Lots of people will be there. When you go for when you're thinking of a broad street, isn't it? The city life. But not only that, even in a narrow lane, a very short passage, even in the narrow lane, the rain falls very beautifully. So, in the broad and fiery street, in the narrow lane, how beautiful is the rain? The rain is so beautiful and it is explained very beautifully. See, not only in the broad street, but also in a narrow lane. So, in the broad and fiery street, the street which is very overcrowded and very hot at the same time, and not only there, but also in the narrow lane which is very, very narrow, very small. So, in both the spaces, in both the areas, when the rain falls, the rain looks so beautiful, isn't it? So, you should be able to imagine how the rain falls and how beautiful the rain is, especially when it is the hot season. You love the rain that soothes us, isn't it? We'll become very happy when the rain falls during the summer season. So, how beautiful is the rain after the dust and heat in the broad and fiery street, in the narrow lane. How beautiful is the rain? Is that clear? Is this much clear to you? Okay, shall I move to the next part? How it clatters along the roofs like the tramp of hooves. Now, how is the poet describing the rain here? See how it clatters along the roofs. What about the rain? It clatters along the roofs. It clatters. The meaning is given here. The sound that is produced by the hooves striking each other. So, the sound that is produced by the hooves when it strike each other. Now, what about these hooves? Hooves, H-O-O-F-S or V-E-S, both are acceptable. The hard part on the bottom of the feet of animals like horses. So, when these animals move, they make a particular sound. The sound of the rain that falls on the roof is almost like the sound made by the hooves of the horses. I think I'll make you, you just listen to a sound and say, think if you are familiar with this. Okay. Just listen to this sound and see if you are familiar with it. Have you heard this sound anywhere? Yes, this is the sound of the heavy rain that falls on the roofs. And what is the sound? When you hear this sound, what comes to your mind? The rain, isn't it? The heavy rain that falls on the roofs. Now, the poet is comparing this sound to the hooves of the horses. When they walk, they make a particular sound. So, the sound that the sound that you hear when the rainwater falls on the roof is almost like the sound that the horses make, like the sound made by the hooves of the horses when they clatter each other or when they touch each other. Okay. So, there is a comparison. The poet is making a comparison which you actually call it as simile and you will learn more about it later. Okay. So, how it clatters along the roofs like the tramp of hooves. So, sound that you hear, the sound of the rain. This is the sound that you heard, isn't it? The sound of the rain is here compared to the hooves of the horses, the tramp of the hooves of the horses. Tramp means the noise that is made by the hooves of the horses. Is that clear? So, that is how the poet is comparing the sound of the rain. Anyway, the poet wants to point out the fact that the rain is so beautiful. Okay. Now we come to the next line. What's the line? How it gushes and struggles out from the throat of the overflowing spout. How it gushes and struggles out. What is he saying? The rainwater gushes, which means it flows in heavy force. See, flows out of something in great force. See with how great force the rainwater falls. So gushes, the word means that means flow out of something in great force. So how it gushes and struggles out. Rainwater just struggles out when there is heavy rain. There's no control, isn't it? Just gushes in from the throat of the overflowing spout. Now you're familiar with this, isn't it? This is something that all of us have in our houses, right? When the rainwater, when it's raining, you can see this picture. This picture is very familiar. How the rainwater flows out. So this particular thing is what you call as spout. Okay. Okay. So spout, which is the opening of a tube from which water gushes. This tube is what you call as the spout. So spout means opening of a tube from which the water gushes out. So the poet is describing the beauty of rain, where he says it gushes and struggles out, falls with great force, and it's almost like from where is it gushing out? From the throat of the overflowing spout. This is the overflowing spout that the poet is mentioning here. Did you get the point? So how it gushes and struggles out from the throat of the overflowing spout. And then what happens after that? What is the poet describing? Across the window pane, it pours and pours. This is also quite familiar to all of us, right? We love rain. Everyone loves rain. So across the window pane, you can see the window pane. This is also very familiar in all our houses. We can see this, isn't it? When it rains, on the window pane, you have the raindrops. See that? That's what the poet is describing. Across the window pane, it pours and pours. Rainwater just pours down across the window pane. So, across the window pane, it pours and pours. Rainwater pours and pours down the window pane. This is what you call as window pane. Okay. So, across the window pane, it pours and pours. And swift and wide, with a muddy tide, like a river, down the gutter rolls the rain, the welcome rains. The poet is so happy to welcome the rain during the summer season. See, and swift and wide. Swift meaning very quickly, very quickly. See, swift, the word means quickly. It's given in your textbook. And swift and wide. See, you cannot control the rain, isn't it? Look, it goes in a wide manner. So, and swift and wide with a muddy tide, moves almost like a tide, right? And look at the condition when it's large, and when it is muddy, it forms like a tide. So, muddy tide, that's how the poet describes. So, and swift and wide with a muddy tide. Now it's a comparison made. Like a river down the gutter, rolls the rain. The line rolls through the roads. Can you see the gutter when there is heavy rain? On the roads, the gutter is not visible at all, isn't it? So, like a river, the heavy rainfall moves, and the poet is comparing the heavy rainfall to a river. Like a river, down the gutter rolls, across the gutter on the roads. The rainwater moves down, rolls down like a river, rolls down with heavy sound. The rainwater moves down like a river. A comparison is made to a river. Like a river, the rain, the welcome rain. So, like a river, down the gutter rolls the rain, meaning the rain comes down like a river, and you hear a roaring sound. Okay. So, like a river, down the gutter rolls the rain, the welcome rain. This poet is so happy to welcome the beauty of rain. Okay. So, and swift and wide, with a muddy tide, like a river, down the gutter rolls the rain, the welcome rain. can see the picture here where the roads, the gutter on the roads are not visible, isn't it? Why? It's because of the heavy rain and the water is flowing like a river. So it's not visible at all. Okay, the gutter is not visible. So here also you have a comparison being made where the rainwater flows down like a river. Okay, there also you get the comparison. Clear? And swift and wide with a muddy tide, like a river down the gutter rose the rain, the welcome rain. So what do you mean here is the poet is so happy to welcome the beauty of rain. So that is what the whole poem is about. I'll just read out the poem once again and I want you to look into your textbooks. Rain in summer, how beautiful is the rain. After the dust and heat in the broad and fiery street, in the narrow lane, how beautiful is the rain. How it clatters along the roofs like the tramp of hoofs. How it gushes and struggles out from the throat of the overflowing spout. Across the window pane, it pours and swift and wide with a muddy tide. Like a river, down the gutter rose the rain, the welcome rain. The poet is so happy to welcome the beauty of rain during the summer season. That is what you find in the whole poem. Now, as assignment, I don't want you to, I don't want to give you any difficult task. You have this in your textbook on page number 17. It said, draw the images, that is your assignment. Draw the images that you associate with your favorite season in your notebook. Okay, you have this in your textbook itself, and you love drawing pictures, isn't it? And another point is, I want you to read the poem 5 times. Why? It's because the poem is very interesting and you will understand the beauty of the poem only when you recite the poem again and again. So I want you to read the poem again and again and understand the meaning of the poem very clearly. Okay? And regarding the assignment, I have given you an example for the image that children enjoy. So you can draw something like this. But don't do it now because the atmosphere now is not good for you to get wet. Okay? We'll enjoy the beauty of rain later when you start coming to school. So don't get wet now. Clear? Be safe at home. Don't go into the rain and get yourself wet. Okay, so that's what I want. You can do this work in your English notebook, or if you have an assignment notebook, you can draw the picture there. So that's all regarding the poem. And I want you to read the poem again and again. And if you have any doubts, you can call me and clear it. Okay, children? So thank you. Thank you, children.